Alright. Hello everybody. Welcome. I'm Passere. I'm going to be running the All Puppies category of 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue. Although actually that's not what the screen says right now, so I'll let my commentator introduce herself and tell us a little bit about what this says.
Right, so hi, my name is Holly. I also run this game, and what you're looking at right now is 102 Dalmatinere, Operation Wolf. So that's what we're going to play today.
Commentary will be entirely in Norwegian, because that's what this language is. Get ready.
So just a quick note on why it's in Norwegian. We might as well get into that right away, since we have focused a lot on the language. And that is because, well, it's not the fastest language, actually. It's the second fastest, right? It's a second behind Danish, I believe.
The second behind Danish?
Yes. But because I am Norwegian myself, we thought it would be funny to actually go with the Norwegian, even though it's not the fastest one to go with.
Alright. So I guess we're ready to count down. So, the time will start when I skip this cutscene that happens right when I start Regent's Park. So that'll be in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, as soon as we get control of the puppy, that's when the time starts. Which is nice. Sorry, I'm gonna be laughing at all these lines because I'm hearing them in my native language, and it's still weird to me because I learned to play this in English. This is not in English.
Come back and play it in Norwegian.
I should. I own the copy.
You could be the only one with the fast PS1 version, actually.
Oh yeah, I guess most of all the other runners don't actually have the physical copy.
No.
See, there you go. Immediately. But yeah, basically, so what's going on is this is tied into the movie with a very similar name, the 102 Dalmatians movie, but if you've seen the movie, you might notice that this is not exactly the same plot. In the game, for some reason, Cruella is deciding to launch toys, but unfortunately her toys don't really do too well. So she's like, well, if my toys aren't doing too well, I'm gonna kidnap all the puppies and make them into toys instead. And that's why we're now saving the puppies from becoming toys. Yeah, solid plan. I don't know what she's thinking, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it properly.
I don't, like... It's like they thought this would be more child-friendly, but the more you think about it, the less child-friendly this idea is.
Exactly, and especially once we get to the actual final level, you'll kind of see how she's planning on turning them into toys, which I'm not going to spoil too much, but I don't really see it making much sense.
Yeah.
We'll get to that when we get there.
I think there's more reasons why her toy company was failing. She just won't acknowledge
it. Planning might not have been a strong suit. Yeah, right now in one of her... I guess this is one of her factory... Wait, is this a factory or is it a store? I forget.
Store.
Yeah, this actually look like a store.
Yeah, there's not really anything to buy.
Yeah. Anyways, this is one of her toy stores, I guess. But we're saving all the puppies. So each level is gonna have... I think it's 6 puppies, right? In each level? Yeah, so we have 4 levels, and then we have a boss fight, another 4 levels, and then a boss fight, another 4 levels, and a boss fight, and once again, for the last time, 4 levels and a boss fight. So there's a lot of puppies to rescue, and if you're counting, 6 puppies per level, and then 4x4, that's gonna add up to, I think it's 96 puppies in total that we save.
Yep.
We have 2 different puppies that we play as, so that's 98, and then we have the parents, so that's 100. Where are the last 2 puppies? We don't know.
We just leave them in their boxes somewhere, we don't get them.
It didn't add up for the game logic, so... We say we save all the puppies, but we do actually save all the puppies in the game, but if you're counting, it does not add up. So, sorry about that. I should probably explain the movement real quick, too. As you might notice, passere is spending a lot of time rolling, but she's not spending all of her time rolling. So basically, the roll is the fastest way to move, but since it's not, like, a continuous thing, every time the roll stops, we can buffer in a jump, because a jump is the second fastest way to move, so every time the roll ends, we will have a jump buffered, and then once the jump ends, we can usually start rolling again. So that's basically it. We will roll, when the roll expires, we jump and rinse and repeat, and that's the fastest movement you can get in this game. And the roll also works as an attack, so that works out perfectly.
You can also bark.
You can also bark.
You can bark.
It is very cute, but I don't. Do we use that at all in the speedrun?
I
don't think so.
It's not necessary, I don't think.
I sometimes bark at the stick in the windmill, but you can equally roll at it, and it's gonna work just as well. Yeah. The bark is pretty cute.
Some of the enemies I bark at, but I usually also am rolling at them at the same time, so it's more just...
Yeah, it's more to
extra
just like...
making sure they're dead.
Exactly. Here we have a quick puzzle that we need to solve. I guess you could bark at this one too if you really wanted, but you really don't need to. You just need to touch all the 4 buttons to raise this platform to get this puppy. If you watch this was
the chickens!
Oh, the chickens! That's true! We do need to bark at the chickens. I forgot about the chickens for a while.
Everybody forgets about the chickens. Who wants to worry about
We
chickens?
don't want to remember the chickens.
You'll see what we mean soon, guys.
It'll make sense. I forgot what I was saying. I was gonna explain something and then I completely lost my train of thought. You said good job, in case you were wondering.
These puppies are all very affirmational. They make you feel good about yourself. For sure. If you can understand them. That one even I can understand, though. That one said, I'm free.
Yes. With a yippee in front. So, you know, proper celebration. Alright, now we're at one of the most dreaded levels in the game. At least if you're a speedrunner. Because we've just arrived at
as a kid, too. As a kid, too, I think I dreaded this level.
Because, yeah, as you've seen from the other levels, they're mostly, you know, the same plane, basically. You run straight forwards. But now we're at Big Ben, we're going up. And when you go up, if you fall, you will fall a long way down, meaning you lose a lot of time. So, Big Ben, very scary level, especially in a speedrun. So, we're gonna try our best to not fall.
Here we go.
So we're gonna have to make a quick detour and actually fall intentionally here, despite what I just said, but we need to fall down and grab this puppy before we can actually continue. Because again, we are trying to save all the puppies that are in the game. Do you usually do your puppy switch here? Or... Yeah, because I usually do it here. So, as I mentioned before, you have 2 playable puppies in this. It's not really a character select, you just start out as one. You start out as, what was his name, Domino?
Domino. Well, who knows what it is in this one. Well, you might, actually, now that I think about it.
I think he's still Domino in Norwegian, but I admit I'm not 100% sure right now. I haven't stopped to think about it. But yeah, Domino's one, you started as him, but you can also play as his sister, Oddball, who you're currently seeing, or Sprettball, as she is called in Norwegian. I remember her. So the reason we will switch is it doesn't really matter who you play as at first. They all have the same movement speed, like they move the exact same way, nothing different about hitboxes, nothing like that. But when we get to, wait, is it the 2nd or 3rd boss fight? I forget. Second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Second boss fight, we will fight Cruella, and there's unskippable cutscenes in between some of the phases. And for one of them specifically, Oddball has a shorter line of dialogue. So since we can't skip it, it makes more sense for us to play as Oddball, who has a shorter line. So then we don't have to sit through Domino's little, I don't know, rant about whatever it is he wants to talk about. We'll go through it fast. Now we're gonna do our first out of bounds. Oh, if this toy wants to cooperate with us, that is.
Doesn't usually.
This one's really hard to do.
Oh, I'm gonna reset it.
Yeah, that's smart. So why we're resetting it here is we've attacked it twice because basically we need to attack it once to get it into like the spot that we want it to be and get around it the way we need to. But we can only attack one of the toys 3 times and then it, you know, dies. Oh, there we go. We got out of bounds. Well done. 2nd try. That's really good.
This is the void around Big Ben.
This is the best way to travel upwards, really. You go into the void and then just roll. As you can see, it works out perfectly. Alan said, I'm going home.
Oh.
Also, these gears are really scary.
Yes.
It's so easy to slip off of these. But there we go, that's the end of the level. We didn't fall once when we didn't intend to, so that was a really good Big Ben, actually. And it is time for our first boss fight. Let's say hi to Cruella. So you're gonna start to notice a theme. You're not seeing it quite yet, maybe since this is the first time, but we're shooting pineapples at her. And Passere is also using the bell in Big Ben to kind of stun her. So this trick here is to you first shoot the pineapple, and then you basically hit the bell as well, because for some reason her little helicopter thing doesn't like loud noises, I guess. So you can hit that bell to make sure that she basically stays in place, and then you keep just cycling the pineapples and keep hitting her continuously until she's dead. That was also a really good boss fight.
Her toys also don't like loud noises, like you could bark at them to break them, so I think she just isn't very good at building things.
I guess so, that is true. I never thought about that actually, but yeah, that makes sense. Maybe that's another reason why her toys are failing.
All it takes is a good bark to break them.
But yeah, we made it to the Royal Museum, and at this point we're doing more than just finding puppies and making our way to the end. So this level is basically locked. If we want to get past this level, we have to do a Fluffy, who you just saw there for a few seconds. A couple of favors. He's supposed to be, I guess, minding the museum, but he's not doing a great job of it. So basically a lot of the exhibits in the museum have been misplaced, and for some reason it's now our job to find these and put them back where they need to be, or to give them to Fluffy so he can put them back where they need to be. So that's what we're doing right now. We're picking up puppies as well, since we're already roaming around the museum, but the main reason is also the fact that we need to just get the exit unlocked, because Fluffy's not going to let us go until we helped him do his job properly.
I think the reasoning is that, like, Lapelt, one of Cruella's henchmen, is here and he messed up the exhibits, but I don't know why Fluffy is, like, I still don't know why Fluffy can't fix it. I don't know why it's our job. He
just basically needs us to fetch him the thing, so he could have just easily done that. I don't know, I guess we're a puppy, we're playing fetch, maybe that's what's going on.
It's fun. Alright, toast.
Also, we have another little out-of-bounds trick coming on here. This one's not quite as difficult as the other one, but still tricky. We got it immediately. That was really well done. But basically, we're trying to get him to shoot us into the wall, which clips us up on this ledge above that you might not have seen from the downstairs, but it's there. Doing it this way saves us from going into the room next door and then like going upstairs and then crossing over, and it's a real hassle to actually get around the intended way, so it's much faster to just do that little out of bounds. It's technically an out of bounds to get up faster. Now, the most important exhibit of them all is located in the cafeteria for some reason. That is really strange, isn't it? But we need to go anywhere for this puppy, so works out well. It's a donut! That's a strange exhibit for a museum.
What are you talking about? It's the most important exhibit for the museum.
It's okay. Fluffy just wanted a snack, and now he's opened the door for us. Now we can leave.
Yes, Fluffy makes us clean up the museum for him and then bring him a snack before we can leave.
Yeah. But hey, at least the exits are open. We can continue on, save more puppies, and get to Cruella. So there's 2 of those types of levels with the collectathons, and that was first. You're gonna see the other one really soon. Oh, that was really good. So if you do that, like, slide on that escalator, I guess it is, downstairs, you can get there in time for the train to not have left yet, which you can use to clip and go fast, very fast forwards.
We're gonna see it again, actually. I'm gonna use a bit of an alternate route for this level.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you told me you had a new route for this. I'm excited to see it.
It doesn't save time, but it does make it less likely for me to die.
And it also looks kind of cool, right?
And it looks cool. I mean, that's the biggest reason. It looks cool. But I can tell you guys that it's so that I don't die. So that it has a purpose.
Yeah, this is an area you'd normally not see at all in all levels, but we need to come here for this puppy, so congrats, you get more content. Alright, so yeah, this is new for me. I've not seen the quit out before. But there you go, we get the slide again.
Puppies. How many you have, it saves that. There we go. See, now there's a pizza in this box. Instead of a puppy.
I see. And now we can use this box for an out of bounds.
Oh! I got back in. That's okay. We'll do it again.
Oh, that was close though. Yeah, it can be tricky to control the puppy once they're out of bounds. It takes some pretty specific movement for you to not either clip back in somewhere you don't want to, or just I don't know, disappear into the void entirely, really.
Yes, you can't just disappear into the void.
So, but with precise movement, which Passere is an expert on, we can get exactly where we need to be.
Normally you have to go through a whole thing where you have to kill enemies and stuff to like open that gate, but we don't have to do that because we just went out of bounds instead.
Yeah, because that part of the level usually always gets me, because those ships, I don't know what it is about them, but they are master shots and they get me every time, so I'm always scared to die in this level.
Yep.
Yeah, here's another one where we need to kill some enemies. It would be nice if we could just like float to the top of that last pillar and not have to bring them all down.
I think Avuka has tested it for the TAS and like the box just isn't there.
Ah, yeah, that would do it.
It's so unfortunate. Alright, there we go.
Once again, we got all the puppies. This was a very funny level because again, if you've seen this in all levels, entirely different beast. I do love this level in all puppies though, because in all levels you basically just run through. The end is at the other end of the carnival, and you basically just run straight for it. But because we're saving puppies, you actually get to see the level and all the cool things it has to it.
I don't love this level 100% though. I can show you why.
That is fair.
That's okay, we're not doing 100%. That's why we're doing all puppies.
We're doing all puppies. I love this level in all puppies. I haven't done 100% myself, so I can't speak to the difference there.
Let me show you. It's this next room that makes it just awful in 100%.
Aha. Okay, I can see why, I think. I also love this one, trying to like position yourself exactly when the ticket shows up.
And then you feel so cool when you're right on top of it.
Yeah, I've done it once. It's so hard to do.
In 100%, you have to get all these bouncy bones.
Yeah, I can see why that's a pain.
And it's just so hard to control.
Yeah.
But we're not going to get any of them, because we don't need bones.
Yeah, we don't care about the bones for this category specifically, which, thank God.
Yep. There's also buried bones. Sometimes you have to dig them up.
Yeah, that's a mechanic. If you play this casually, you might remember like the dog sniffing and finding like a path to the nearest bone. We thankfully don't have to worry about any of that. But it is a mechanic, and I remember thinking it was quite cool as a kid.
Cool casually, annoying in the speedrun when you have to remember where they all are.
Yep, because if you actually use the mechanic as intended, it's slow.
So yeah, it takes you on really roundabout paths. Okay,
I think this place is really cool because you go into this little thing, and then for this one you actually do need to be in the first room, but you're gonna leave, and then you're gonna go back in, and it's gonna be an entirely different room. And I don't know, I just think that's really cool.
The magic wagon.
It is. Because now we're turning back, we're going right in. It's different, but this is not the one we need, so we're going back out and then back in one more time, and this is another room we need. Pretty easy pattern to remember, thankfully, but it's also very slidey, so even though you know the pattern, it's sometimes easy to make mistakes. And if you mess up, you go back to the start and do it all over again.
Yep.
And then we just have the one more puppy to grab by the roller coaster, and then we can head for the exit, which I mentioned is just straight ahead, just without seeing any of the fun stuff of the carnival.
Oh, we don't get to do the roller coaster. You can ride the roller coaster, guys.
True. I do wish that was a thing we could do it in speedrun, or that we should do, but unfortunately it takes too much time, so we're leaving without going on the roller coaster. I'm sorry.
Roller coaster incentive.
Maybe that's what we should start doing.
You collect donuts on the roller coaster. If you go fast enough, you get donuts.
I forgot all about that. I actually haven't done the roller coaster, I think, since I was a kid.
It's wild.
I think, are you doing the out of bounds thing here, or no? No. It's
Not
probably
this
good,
one.
because it's really hard.
Yeah.
This level is really tough. I never got the hang of most of the jumps in this one, so I kind of just mostly follow the path as linearly as I can.
Okay.
gotta knock these ones out because otherwise we don't get the platform down for the puppy. There's a few extra things we need to do when we're actually going for the puppies, but you know, we gotta save all our brothers and sisters from becoming toys.
Except those two that aren't in the game.
Except those two. That may not have looked like much, but that is actually a really tricky jump to do. You're supposed to jump to the platform that you saw on the left first and then go to the right, but if you have basically a perfect jump, you can just jump straight over.
Oh yeah, we don't do the fancy jump in Big Ben for all puppies. The one over the gate. There's some things you could make if you get like a really perfect jump, because they didn't expect you to try to do that.
They're like, there are gonna be children playing our games. Children are not good at games. It's nice to get an extra life there. It's not really something you need, but since you're basically running past it anyway, you might as well pick it up. Especially in a marathon. It can never hurt to have marathon safety. And now you're gonna see something really fun. I always find this really amusing that this little puppy just operates heavy machinery. We're just taking this crane, moving this log along. We need it over here for getting the puppies, but then we also need to move it again afterwards to actually get out of the lumberyard. All the dog owners, you have puppies that operate heavy machinery, right?
Normal.
Completely normal.
Oh, can you imagine dogs with... I don't want to imagine, like, what my dogs would have done if they could operate a crane.
Might not be the safest.
Alright. Cruella.
Alright, we're doing another boss fight. This one is probably gonna look easier than it is, but I promise you, this one is not as easy as passere makes it look like. So we have these watermelon because, again, fruit's our theme for Cruella. We're defeating her with fruit. So there we go, we gotta... Oh, no! Almost had a double hit, but the game decided... What? The game is just being rude.
See, this is what happens. The game just, like, decides.
And there's the unskippable cutscene that we talked about. But
right, yes.
Yeah, these watermelons are treacherous. They're notoriously hard to aim, for one. If you hit them too early while they're regrowing, they're just gonna explode. They're not gonna do anything. As you saw happen twice, sometimes the hitbox just doesn't cooperate at all. And even if you get the hit, the game's like, nah, I'm not gonna let that count.
Yep.
So, despite those issues though, that was still a really smooth boss fight.
If you get, like, out of the normal cycle on that fight, sometimes it's just impossible to hit her. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's so easy to lose so much time on that boss fight.
Alright, and now we're in Countryside. Which has Stonehenge in it.
We're not gonna see it much. Do we see it at all?
We get to walk under it in this one. Unlike in all levels.
Yeah, because the Puppies behind it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, right. We actually get to see it. We don't pass it like we do in all levels.
We don't get to destroy it like you do in 100%.
That is true, which, I don't know, might be a good thing or a bad thing,
yeah,
depending
I don't
on
know. I probably shouldn't have phrased it.
History.
I shouldn't have phrased it, you don't get to destroy it. You don't have to destroy Stonehenge.
Maybe you wanted to stay, but if you're chaotic, maybe you want to destroy it.
Alright, it's coming up now. Let's go check out Stonehenge. We're going on a vacation, you know? Sightseeing.
There you go. There's Stonehenge. We're just gonna grab this puppy though and leave. We're leaving it alone. It's cultural history. We're not gonna mess with it. And that's the last puppy. And we'll have another example of like the slide, because sometimes when you have the downhill places, like you saw it in the underground, we can use it to get a slide boost, and we did the same thing here too. It's a small thing, but it really adds up if you can do it consistently. And now we're at the second collecting level that I mentioned. We need to do some favors for Priscilla the pig. You saw her all the way at the start there. It's her birthday today, first of all. But unfortunately, the farmer that owns this place is the lazy kind. And he's not done any chores, so it's up to Priscilla. Like, she's trying to celebrate her birthday and relax, but unfortunately, she's been stuck with all the chores, so we're helping her. Step 1 was to get her some water, which we just did. We went inside and turned on the waters, and now she can at least drink. Because, you know, stay hydrated, chat. Remember, it's very important. Now this old windmill is stuck. So we're gonna have to just get rid of this little board that I don't even know how this board ended up here.
Right? I've wondered that.
But it's there, but now it's not. Now the windmill can do what windmills do best and spin. I think chickens are coming. No, wait. Is chickens the next one? Yeah. Alright, so we're taking some intentional damage here, and that's because we are going to do a little bit of death abuse to go even faster. So we took the damage there so we can get these chickens, because every time we die in this level, we will respawn at Priscilla. And by now, we walked quite a bit away from her, so we're gonna herd these chickens. Ooh, that was really good. This one's really tricky, because if the chickens do not want to cooperate, they don't cooperate. And if you hit them at the wrong angle, they can even get stuck. So, even if you do everything perfectly, they can just decide to troll you, which I think just happened. Yep, right there. It just decided to get stuck for no reason. Now there's nothing we can really do apart from just walking away and resetting it. There it is. Try again.
Oh, chicken. They really love to make it as hard as possible for you.
They really do, but we got it in to where it needs to be. You heard the roosters still celebrate that the chicken's back. We also took the death, so we got to skip that cutscene of the rooster and also get back to Priscilla super fast. So it was a really good death abuse. He said, "I will see you later." There you go. It's a language lesson too. Isn't this fantastic?
Yes. We're learning Norwegian, guys. You didn't expect that when you showed up for this run.
Right? So we have another little death abuse coming up, which is why we also took this damage, and also really easy out of bounds here. You just clip through those hay bales, and now we are where we need to go. So apparently there's... I forget, what's in the bottom of this?
A toolbox.
Toolbox, right? I never remember.
Somehow the farmer got his toolbox at the bottom of the grain silo.
Yeah, I don't understand how.
A puppy.
There's also a puppy.
This is Silo Dog. It's the one I'm most likely to forget, but I didn't forget it, so we're good.
Yay! But yeah, now we have a long way to go back. We're taking this death again to be teleported back to Priscilla. I think this is the last death abuse we're taking, right?
There's one more that you can take. I'm not going to take it this time.
Yeah, that's true.
Safety. Keep that extra life.
Exactly. Those two are like the big time saves. And now we picked up a key because once again, puppies are excellent at operating heavy machinery. So that's what we're going to do one more time. Are we showing the cutscene or no?
Do you want to?
I like it personally, and I don't think I've seen it in Norwegian actually. So
Alright, let's watch the cutscene in Norwegian.
Alright, another out of bounds to quickly get to the tractor instead of running up and all the way around. This one's pretty fun to do actually. This is like one of the few out of bounds I actually know how to do myself. Again, this is how puppies drive. They just sit on the hood, I guess. Steering wheel doesn't need to move. They just need to telepathically tell the tractor where to go.
These puppies have scary abilities.
That was so overacted. That was funny.
So how is it in Norwegian? Oh, watch this part. The puppy just like, poof, gone.
Yeah, it just slides off, which is funny because if you skip that, I think you start on the tractor, but if you actually watch it, it will push you off.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I don't know, that cutscene is just so funny to me. Basically, what you have, for those who don't speak Norwegian, like I do, that the farmer is just trying to tell his wife that, like, I think I see a puppy driving a tractor. And
wait, we gotta give Priscilla her birthday present.
Oh, okay. Yes!
So this is an optional part. You don't have to give Priscilla her birthday present. But we're gonna give Priscilla her birthday present. And we're also going to wish Priscilla a happy birthday. And, guys, it's my mom's birthday, and I had her watch this stream. So, I want everybody, if you can, to wish Priscilla a happy birthday and my mom a happy birthday.
I'm going to do so in Norwegian because I feel like that's kind of on brand. So I'm going to say gratulerer med dagen. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Happy birthday.
I hope chat followed through on the well wishes as well. Alright, so now we're at Ice Festival, because all of the 90s games need to have a token ice level, right? There's really no other reason for this level to exist.
Yep.
It's a fun level, so it works out.
This is the one that they used for the demo, too.
Yes.
For some reason, they felt this was the best level to put in the demo.
I guess so. Because again, token ice level, I guess. So, I always found this part really funny because they make it look like you need to go on all these ice platforms. And I guess you kinda do, but you can also, like, just get on top of, like, these side platforms and jump from there, which makes this a lot easier. Does have a cheeky little puppy hiding inside this snow castle, I guess? Ice castle? It makes me think of a sand castle, but obviously it's not sand.
Yeah, there's also the ice soldiers.
That is true. We have some penguins racing down these stairs because why not? And on topic of racing, we've been asked to do a race too, but unfortunately Oddball is not a very good racer? Slalom?
She's not very good at doing slalom. Or quickly. That's really hard to do.
To hit all those flags, but we kind of need to go through there anyway, so we're just gonna basically fail it intentionally and get down as fast as we can. Now we triggered a cutscene for one of the henchmen, one of the few times we actually do that, but then you need to deviate. And again, it looks like you need the platforms, but you really can just jump up there. Some of these you actually do need the platform for, but not most of them, which is very funny. They made all these elaborate jumping puzzles, and we're just bypassing all of them.
Sorry, if you wanted to finish explaining the tractor cutscene, it is really funny.
Oh! Yes, okay, so basically we have the farmer who looks out the window, and he's just trying to explain that, like, I think I just saw a puppy just driving a tractor past the window? And you can hear the wife then in the background who's just like, if you've started drinking again, I'm gonna go sleep at my mom's place. Basically, she goes on a little rant, and then he's just like, never mind. I don't know, I just find that incredibly funny.
I'm surprised it got into a Disney game.
Right? I feel like that's a bit of an adult joke that most kids maybe wouldn't understand, but I do like that Disney sometimes have those nods to, like, the adults that are there with their children watching this.
Helping their kids play the game.
Right? I remember watching Mulan as a kid, and there were so many jokes that I just didn't understand as a kid. I laughed because I understood from context that it was supposed to be funny, but I didn't actually understand the joke.
Yeah.
And that's definitely one of those moments. But now we're in Castle. Did you say you had changed the route in Castle too, right? I think that's something I haven't seen here before.
So we're going to...
Oh, that bed scares me every time because I managed to soft lock in it once,
and now I'm terrified of it. That just happened to me like last week. Oh, first time I've ever done it. And I'm like, well, I don't want that to happen again.
Yeah, I've been terrified of that bed ever since. But yeah, basically we had to go over to the bedroom first to turn off the flames for this fireplace.
We just grabbed the dog that was in the fireplace. Don't think about it too hard, guys.
And this is, I think, you said you were going to do a clip on this one. I'm excited to see this.
So we're going to go right to this corner here.
And
we're going to jump and move the camera and hopefully get out of bounds, except it's not really going to... There we are.
Ooh!
And there's
Alright, so normally what we used to do before this trick was found is that we would have to, like, continue our way through the castle and then go into, like, a catapult, basically, that would throw us up here. But that would also spawn in, because now we've bypassed that entire part, so there's supposed to be a really strong wind blowing here that would push us backwards, which makes navigating this part incredibly tricky. If you don't time your rolls right and everything, it is going to push you back. But with this new trick that apparently was recently found, we can just bypass all of that and just run through, which is incredible. I'm coming back to run this game again.
That's it, the wind's gone. Everybody, you can run the game now.
Exactly. Also, we now have another boss fight. Once again, we are defeating Cruella with fruit. We are going to stand here for a second to get a specific setup that will make this a lot easier for us. And again, fruit is our theme. We are defeating Cruella with pumpkins this time. So we need to knock down all these platforms to get her basically within our reach to be able to shoot at Cruella directly. And if we did the setup right, I actually couldn't tell if we got it or not.
No.
Didn't look like it. If we had gotten the setup right, she would basically be immediately in front of us and we could just fire away until she was dead, but we had to wait for her. So a little bit of a time loss for not getting the setup, but it's still a really good boss fight. Once you get her locked in, she can't move. She's not going anywhere.
You're not supposed to be able to hit her through the wall, but somehow her hitbox gets, like, just slightly through it when she turns to the side.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that works, but I mean, I'll take it. It makes it fast. They said you're the best. They're talking to you, chat. So I find this level really funny. Like, when I first played this, I did not realize I could go into these trees and basically teleport around the place. I was just running around being lost.
This is more of a maze than Hedge Maze. The next level is Hedge Maze. Hedge Maze at least has a map. This one, you're just lost.
Also, the maze doesn't even have that many deviating paths, I feel, compared to this one. So it's really funny. So, but this one's really tricky to learn, I'd say, to like learn all the layouts and everything. But once you know it, it's really not that bad. You did well done. You did good.
Look at us go.
Look at us go. So this one's really tricky. We're gonna have to do a little bit of jumping, but again, the movement can be slightly slidey sometimes. You'll notice that Oddball has a bit of a slide to her sometimes when we land, so it's really easy to slide off those tree stumps. So getting up there in the first try, not as easy as it looks.
For some reason, they decided that logs and stumps should have ice physics, and I don't understand.
I don't either, but it's the hand we were dealt that we have to deal with.
Us poor speedrunners.
Exactly. So yeah, we're getting close to the, I guess, the end of the game now, actually. Yeah, so we're now at the Hedge Mage, which is also, I guess, Cruella's backyard, because we have been slowly making our way. If you've been paying attention to where we are in all these different levels, we did make our way from, I guess, pretty much central London to, I don't know, Cruella's mansion, wherever it is, but out of the city at least. So
taking a
this
detour,
is our backyard.
A few detours.
True. So we're gonna have to take some detours for actually picking up all the puppies. Again, this is supposedly a hedge maze, even though it's not quite as complicated as the previous level in the woods. So we'll have to switch some things around, do a little bit of backtracking. And we're also taking are we taking any death abuses in this? I just remember that's an option on one place. Yes, okay.
One of them.
Because yeah, we have some paths that we can take where we can get a checkpoint and then just take a death abuse to get quickly back to that checkpoint once we've collected the stuff that we need. So you'll see that in just a little bit.
The only reason we ever used Waddlesworth in the run. Waddlesworth is the bird there.
Yeah. He doesn't get much use in this, unfortunately. He's a pretty cool character, though.
He is actually from the movie. He's in the movie.
He is actually from the movie, yes. We have a lot of characters in this that are from the movie, just don't have the same purpose, basically, as they do in the movie. It's really funny. But you notice that we did activate him as a checkpoint there. And now we're doing some specific setups to get to where we need to be. So remember now that we have that Waddlesworth right there as our checkpoint currently. So we are going to pass another Waddlesworth right here. We need to make sure to not activate him or he's going to be set as our checkpoint. And we definitely do not want that. We want to go to the other one that we did activate. So again, more damage taken to make sure that we're all set up for once we collect this next puppy to go back.
This one puppy way in the corner of the maze.
And if you do this right, that tank can shoot at you as you grab the puppy, but it's really hard to set up now. But there we go, we got the death. Now we're going to be back. And you might be wondering, wait, aren't you locked in with how you turn that path? No, it's just going to immediately turn back to make sure you're not soft locked, which is a really nice feature.
They thought about it.
They did think about it. Now, I think this is the second last puppy of the game right down here, right? Getting close to the end. We're almost at Cruella's mansion.
Yes. There we go. Now we've got the maze puzzle.
Yeah, we're taking damage there again, not for death abuse this time, it's just because it's faster to just roll through it instead of trying to hide. So if you get good RNG, this is entirely RNG based.
That was fantastic for the first row, but now here we are with the second row.
Exactly, so yeah. It's completely random to how many times you need to spin it. If you're lucky, you need to spin most of these like once or twice. That top row was really good as well, but the middle, it was not very good. That's also how you see that you're now in her backyard. She has a self-portrait apparently in her backyard, whereas if you fix it, you get in.
This weird abstract self-portrait.
Yeah. So now we're at her mansion, because of course, where else would you be, right?
It seems like this game was originally supposed to be for 101 Dalmatians.
It like, might be, yeah.
The demo has 101 Dalmatians names for the puppies.
Mm-hmm.
And this manor looks a lot like the manor in 101 Dalmatians.
It does. It looks very decrepit. Like, she's not been maintaining this place at all. There's spider webs, there's holes in the floors and walls that are, like, patched up. She's not looking after this place at all. We're also gonna do a little bit of chaos on our own. We just move that painting away so we can get this puppy.
We're redecorating. We're helping.
Okay, that's what we're doing. Yes, we're helping. Exactly.
This place is a mess. It needs some cleaning.
Exactly. We're gonna do the same thing over here too, because once again, there's a puppy behind this that we need. This is one I often tend to forget. He just asked where the bathroom is. Handy phrase to know in Norwegian if you ever visit. This is another slope that we can boost off of. If you do this right, you can land exactly on top of this thing. However, this is all puppies, so we don't need to be on top of this thing right away. So it can still be useful to get faster to this puppy, though. So, but if you saw this in all levels, we could land right on top of that and go right into the end of the level from there.
And yes, this is a puppy on top of the active boiler.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's fine. These puppies are fireproof. There was one in the fireplace.
Yeah,
there's
just
one.
Don't question it.
It's fine.
It's fine.
They also are immune to fall damage. And can drive heavy machinery.
Exactly. And now we've made it to Cruella's actual toy factory. That was another jump that is actually really hard to do, but may not look like it. But again, they didn't assume people would jump perfectly, I guess. So, but now you get to see where Cruella creates all of her toys. And this is also the last, I guess, collector level of the game. So we are getting close to the end now. We're going to have the final boss fight right after this one. But this is also a very treacherous level. We have these like little, I don't know, mashing things that you need to get through. They're not so bad early on in the level, but unfortunately at the end of the level, they can be very treacherous and potentially soft lock you, technically. So you need to restart the level from the start, which is very scary. So we're just gonna hope that doesn't happen. That's not a part of the game that we want to show you today.
Hey guys, look at this cool soft lock.
Or we could say we did it intentionally if it happened.
Soft lock percent. That was what the run was supposed to be, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they're very scary. Like, when that happens, like, again, these first ones usually aren't too bad, but the last one is very treacherous.
I mean, when you look at all of these machines that Cruella has for making her toys, maybe you can understand why her toys weren't doing very well. So I'm
exactly.
not sure.
This is the one I mean. This is where we go on the side because that makes it less likely for that to happen, and we got the speed boost instead. Which, if this was all puppies, would have been fantastic.
It would have been so good.
Chapter. But unfortunately, this is all puppies, so that gave us further a distance to backtrack. But we got the puppy. That was also another really tricky jump to get up there as fast as Passere did. But you know, she's incredible at this game, so she did it perfectly, making it look super easy.
Wait till we get to the last jump. I hate that one.
It is the worst jump of the game, and
it's the last one.
So sad. I'm so sad that it's all the way at the end of the game. I have lost so many runs to this jump. It's not even funny. There we go. Right. We're almost at the end. Second last puppy.
One more puppy, guys, and then we'll have
one
rescued
more puppy. Then
96.
We'll have all the
puppies. Not 102. 96.
96 puppies. So you're not supposed to make all these jumps, so we need to activate at least one of these to activate the next one, and you're supposed to do 2 more buttons to keep moving these gears so that you can easily jump across. But from this point, we're speedrunning. You don't actually need to move them to be able to do it. Because again, perfect jumps get you really far in this. So that's the last puppy there. So now we're going to have to drop down and do that platforming one more time with the trickiest jump of the game. I feel like I'm adding stress. Maybe I shouldn't do it this way.
There we go.
But of course, you nailed it on the first try anyway, so what am I worried about?
I lost a PB pace really recently. Actually, it was on Dreamcast. I lost world record pace to that jump. I was so upset. So
it's so upsetting. But right, we're at the final boss. So for the tech side of it, we are coming up to time. We're doing a very specific setup here. So we're trying to hit one of these as fast as we can to get that cutscene triggering as fast as we can. And we need to make sure that we all hit this in one cycle. This next part is robots. We need to get at least 3 of them, ideally 4 in this first phase. These are random, completely random where they pop up. Sometimes they work with us, sometimes they don't. No,
they're not working with us.
Okay, we need to get at least 3. At least 3. If we can get one more, there we go. Okay, so we got at least 3. Ideally we get 4, but 3 we can work with, because then we can get 3 on the second part as well. So let's hope for 3 more robots. We can finish this exactly where we need to be, because then we can get the optimal route for the boss fight. 1 more. Come on, robots. Don't do this to us.
They're being really mean right now.
So mean. So if we do this perfectly, we get this last cycle. So right here, passere is going to wait behind this for a little bit, because we're wanting one more of these balls. We need 3 of them in total. Once 2 of them are showing up, we get this exactly. And time ends exactly when 3 out of 3 is visible. So
now
time. And that's the end of 102 Dalmatinere Operation Wolf. I hope you enjoyed it. And now we get to see what we talked about at the start, where she's making them into puppies. She was supposed to use this super goop, as she call it, for this. But I'm not entirely sure if she was just planning on, like, dipping them into this, because you'll see soon in this cutscene how that looks.
It doesn't look like it'd make good toys. Yeah.
No, not at all.
That's Professor Farsboom. He's the one who made all the toys. Maybe we should be talking about him and his toy making abilities, honestly.
He's not doing a good job.
No.
And at the end there too, he's basically saying that I'm going to save you, but then the puppies bark and he falls right in there with her. So he's doing a terrible job at everything, really.
Alright. Well, we'll see the outcome in just a second here. But
yes.
Thank you all for watching. Thank you everybody at License-a-thon for having this game back again. And it was really fun to show off all puppies. But let's see. This should be now that we're gonna find out. Oh no! First we have to see what the henchman.
It's the next one.
It's the next one.
It's just a henchman trying to hide to not get arrested.
So of course you want to pack yourself into a toy box.
Of course. Not checking the shipping labels or anything,
nope.
Which, if you see where they end up, you wouldn't even know why the shipping labels went there to begin with, but, you know, video game logic.
It's fine. Here we go.
Here we go. So now you see what happens if you get dipped in super goop.
This was her whole plan for the puppies all along, was to dip them in this.
I do not see how this would make a good toy, but what do I know, right? And this is where the shipping label went to.
You didn't even get to see any of these bad guys.
Right? If people enjoyed today, where can they find more of you?
Yes, I do stream. I stream this game. I stream other retro games, usually speedruns, at my stream, twitch.tv/passere.
Which you should definitely go follow right now.
Yes, you can follow me. You can also follow Tally, because she also speedruns this game, and what else?
Well, I do retro and horror is basically my thing. So I do this. I've learned Silent Hill Homecoming. I do Alan Wake. So if you're into retro and horror, you can go follow me as well on twitch.tv/TaintedTally.
And that was 102 Dalmatians. And of course, if you are interested in playing this game or learning this game or any of that, we can help you. Even if you just want to play it casually, I see somebody who wants to play it casually, we can help you set it up and stuff, because sometimes it doesn't quite work as it's expected since it's an old game.
Definitely. So Discord, we have a Discord with a lot of friendly people. You can come in and ask us specifically for help, or if you go to speedrun.com, we also have resources there if you want it easily available.
We have some awesome guides, and we'd be happy to help you. learn it, get it set up, any of that.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us. Have a great day, everybody. This is the start of the last day. It's going to be great.